to introduce Jamie from the United States, who takes LDN for multiple sclerosis. Thank you for joining me, Jamie.
No problem. Thank you for calling me.
Could you tell me when you first started to notice your MS symptoms?
I noticed in November of last year after I had my second child.
Okay, that is quite often the case. And how old were you?
I was 28 years old.
Mm-hmm. So what was your life like before diagnosis?
I didn't really have too many symptoms at the time I didn't know it was MS.
Mm-hmm.
I would have weird little things that would happen, like a numbness would come like on my tongue, or there was this one time where I got extremely sick and was throwing up all the time, and I literally slept for a whole week, which was like 3 years ago. And when I noticed that I had it, I was very unbalanced. I couldn't walk very well. I was very tired. My left leg would always go numb. My left hand would always go numb. And that's when I started going to the emergency room to try to figure out what was wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
And up until November of last year, when I went to go get an MRI, when they couldn't find anything with me, is when they diagnosed me with MS.
And what impact did it have on you and your family being diagnosed with MS?
It was difficult. It was a big shock because when the hospital that I went to, they were I felt like they didn't really care, and they just kind of were like, okay, you have multiple sclerosis. I'm like, oh, okay, great. So what medications do I need to take? They're like, oh, it's a lifelong disease and you have to inject yourself for the rest of your life. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. And I'm like, what was that all about? Like, I don't even have answers. I could barely spell it. Like, somebody give me an explanation. So with that and being terrified of needles, I made it a point to research as much as I could before deciding to just get injections for the rest of my life. I thought there had to be some other way to manage this disease and control it. And that's when I found out about LDN, but it was with 8 months of research. So it did take a while, and I didn't decide to do the injections right away. They sent me a needle, and then they said that they were going to send me a nurse to come and teach me how to do it without even letting me know the full aspect of what the disease was or what other options I had. They were just kind of shoving it down my throat without giving me any information.
Mm-hmm. And did you have any problems obtaining a prescription for LDN?
No, I didn't. Luckily, I found Crystal Mason, I believe is her name. Mm-hmm. She had a blog, and she had her email on there and had said that if you need to find a doctor, to email her and she'll send me the doctor. Luckily, the doctor that was able to prescribe me was about 15 minutes away from me in my same area. So it wasn't that bad, and he was really nice, and I got an appointment very easily, and he was very informative and let me know that, you know, it doesn't always work for everybody, but it can help maintain it and put it in remission for a while.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been taking it now?
I've been taking it since August of last year.
And when you first started, did you notice any introductory side effects?
When I first started, it was somewhat of a mild relapse. Your body goes into that from what the doctor had told me, but it was so mild that it wasn't a big deal, and I'd rather have that happen. And that would happen every time I would get my body adjusted to the different dosage amounts, and it would just be a little numbing or a little brain fog. Even bizarrely, I would get vision problems, very slight, that I never had before when I started taking it. But all of those subsided very quickly within 5 days or so. Mm-hmm. And I finally settled on the 3 milligrams for LDN. That worked best for my body. 4.5 was way too much, and lower than 3 just wasn't helping as much. And I stayed about a month on each dosage to see how it would affect my body.
Mm-hmm. And what symptoms do you have now?
I really don't have too many symptoms. Sometimes I'll have tingling in my hand from my hand trying to go numb. My body, the thing that I love about LDN and how I know that it works is that I notice that during a stressful situation is when my body usually relapses. And I've had 2 very traumatic, stressful situations, unfortunately, that have happened in the year in this last year.
Mm-hmm.
And my body has really tried to relapse and go into my horrible relapses that I used to have, but it will not, if that makes sense. I could tell when it's going to try to go numb or try to go off balance or try to, do all the things that I used to do, but it won't. And I think that, I know that the medication is really helping and benefiting my body because it just doesn't go into the relapse.
Mm-hmm. What would you say to other people who are contemplating trying LDN?
Well, I've talked to a good handful of people nationwide, and I tell them that there's no harm in trying this because it can only benefit. The only downfall is that you'll get a mild relapse for 5 days, and it's really worth trying because I can tell the benefits right away. I'm walking around, I'm able to just live actually and be able to work and have a job and take care of my children and not have all these weird things that happen to my body. And because of LDN and not having the stress of having to inject yourself every day with these debilitating medications that are supposedly there to help you, LDN just helps you at ease, and you can take it at night. I take it during the day because I don't get a full night's sleep because I have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor had recommended that it's okay to take it during the day. At night, it's fine too. But if you're not getting the full night rest, it doesn't really help at night. And another helpful thing that I tell people is there's Skip Pharmacy in Florida. He's very informative and really helpful. And I just think that it can benefit anybody with MS, and some people take LDN and still take the injections, and that's fine. It's just helping it relapse and stay under for a while.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Jamie?
No, that just go into it with an open mind and know that it's not going to heal you immediately, that it will take time. And it's, like I said, I've been taking it since August. And every month I noticed improvement, and don't give up on it immediately right after a week of taking it, that some people will start in and expect to see amazing results and be cured and fine and able. But just to be patient with it, with any other drug. And just to be patient and to wait it out, and you have to play with the dosages, and it really does work. And I think that anybody that has a disease that LDN can help should give it a try, and at least 6 months before they say, okay, this is going to work for me.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you.